up round four corner hustler stones. Vice lords, grew up round Latin king maniacs, Latin souls. Grew up in the go where them gladiators roam.
You see this man, you see these odds. You on my nuts, you see these slobs. Seems you rappers is really actors and TV stars. Go up in smoke like they Cheech and Chong. But still,
step after step, gotta keep the lights on. Flight after flight, worried about the time zone. Working day and night, only you and I. And it ain't never crystal clear, keep my mind on reload.
don't sweat that, darling.
Keep my name on reload.
Don't sweat that, darling. Just shake that body.
Hey, yo, it's the General Prolific. Now in tune to EO Radio. We are live at ICS Records. The guru himself, Nexus Minotti. Appreciate you, Surge General. Always a pleasure, sir. Got a guest that I've been super excited to have a conversation with, man. Love the fucking music. Admiring, the real, you embody the real essence of hip hop. You know what I mean? Not even knowing you, I feel hip hop, when I've been around you and spoken to you. Saw you at the Dillman Nux show.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Nux.
Incredible. I Nux got a joint on my album where he came to the studio. He made the beat on the spot.
Yeah, Nux is also that real, authentic embodiment of hip hop. So
yeah, I had him on the. I had him. He was actually my first EO because I had another podcast before that. And I asked him because he's straight from here, from the soil, from Tampa.
yeah,
And you don't meet too many adults straight from Tampa that grew up in Tampa. And he wears the Adoras. You feel me? And
that's
he's
hip hop.
super,
That's hip hop, y'all.
Yeah,
that's
G.
hip hop, y'all.
So when I met him at the Deodoras, and I was like, "Yo, where are you from?" Because I was gonna automatically assume he was like just a transplant from like one of the boroughs. You know what I mean? But nah, he really lived that hip hop shit.
Yeah.
Knows his shit. His history. And bro, it's crazy because you meet a lot of producers, and I asked him this question because he's obviously amazing at making beats, bro. But he could spit. Have you heard his music?
Nah, I haven't.
Bro, his music is hard.
I believe that.
Like, as good, in my opinion, as good as his beat making abilities. But I asked him, I was like, yo, like, if someone told you could only do one, he chose the beat making. But it's like, bro, you don't meet a lot of producers that could rap like that. Because his beats, and I'm talking about this, good producers
Indeed.
that could rap like that. Because Buddy could spit, bro. So
You're also looking at another one.
Oh, you were a producer first?
Nah, I'm a rapper first, but I started producing after. You know what I mean? A lot of the joints on like half of my last joint I did. A lot of people
got
don't
J.
know.
Cole on.
Yeah,
Okay.
a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
Oh, before we get there, all right. So, first thing I want to ask, yo, what's the is your alias your actual government?
It's my middle name, yeah.
What's the meaning behind Asaru? I'm making sure Asaru, right?
Asaru, yeah.
Asaru. What's the meaning behind Asaru?
Well, Asaru basically is the ancient Egyptian translation for Osiris.
Oh shit, word.
You know what I'm saying? And
Official.
Thank you, King. Thank you. And when I was a kid, I got access to a lot of heavy information in a lot of different schools of thought as a young child. And just dating back to just, African history, African spirituality. And also when my parents grew up in the 90s in the boroughs, and what was happening in New York City at the time in the 80s and 90s was that there was a whole lot of schools of thought going around. Whether
Marcus Garvey,
yes, the
5
Marcus
percenters,
Percenters,
right?
yes, Ansar Law, New Wapians, all that. So my parents were heavy underneath, the New Wapian Nation back in the day. And
now, before Zaire,
yeah.
Because I thought when I'm looking at you, you were like Ethiopian
I'm not directly at least.
or something like that. Because you give me the Rakim, my son vibes. You feel me? You feel me? See, he real hip hop. You know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah, of course.
But like I was like, yo, he ain't regular. Like he got to be Ethiopian or like some type of, Nigerian or something. Like you come from Wakanda. No, just straight what? Just straight like
Um,
Jamaican?
Nah, I mean, well, I am Caribbean too, but I was born in the States.
Oh, but you don't know like your ancestry though.
Well, yeah, ancestrally, I'm
Yeah.
like maybe, I would say like maybe 15% East African.
Okay. Say less.
Ancestrally,
Gotcha.
you
Okay,
know what I
gotcha,
mean?
gotcha.
On the ancestral
So
level,
it's there.
absolutely. Yeah, it's
there.
definitely.
It's alive in the DNA.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
definitely.
So there was really heavy into the schools of thought. What do you subscribe to now? Like if you say your spirituality.
I'll say I don't necessarily subscribe to one religion. I subscribe to, the fact that there is a creator. I subscribe to a variety of different schools of thought, or at least I've studied various different schools of thoughts to be able to get answers on the whole life and God thing.
Yeah.
But I will definitely say that what I subscribe to is a creator that's watching all of us. Whether you identify, those deities involved with religion, such as Jesus Christ, Allah, whoever you may give praise to,
Yeah.
it's all synonymous in one big way
Right.
to me. You know what I mean? So,
But you seems like you're pretty well rounded. Got some dope perspectives and insights into what us as humans have experienced throughout history.
definitely,
Seems like
definitely,
you are a very spiritual being. Safe to say.
definitely. I would definitely like to think so as well. I actually like to know so. You know what I mean? So,
You know what's crazy? Well, there's a Puerto Rican. I'm Puerto Rican by the name of Arturo Schomburg. Now, Arturo Schomburg was a little darker than me in Puerto Rico. What some say mulatto, trigueño in Spanish, right?
Taino.
And he raised his hand one day in school. It's like third grade, and he asked his teacher, "I don't look like." Because let me break it down. Most people don't realize every Latino country has their blacks and whites.
Yes.
Puerto Ricans are European, Spaniard, African slave,
yes,
and
Taino.
Taino Indian, right? So there's some places you go to, like Rio Preda, there's just all black folks.
Right.
There's some places you go to got more of the European, it's all whites. You feel me? And there is colorism for sure in Latino
Communities, definitely.
communities
Yeah.
and Latino America, Brazil, so forth and so on, right? So
DR.
Arturo Schomburg raised his hand, bro, and he's like, "Yo, I don't look like my classmates. What's my history?" The teacher looked at him. Now, mind you, this is fucking back in the day.
Right.
She's like, "Your people don't have a history."
And that couldn't have been
So
the
he's
furthest from the truth.
Yo, so he said, "Oh, hold the fuck on, right?"
Right.
So Arthur Schomburg became one of the leading figures in the Harlem Renaissance. If you go to Harlem Library, the public library, he has his own section, and he is one of the leading in his books. Became one of the leading figures in African history and Black culture, just from being told.
You don't have a history.
Right. And so Puerto Rican, there was a guy by the name of Pedro Ablizu. Don't mean to really, because most people don't realize, like, the African slave trade stopped in the Caribbean first.
Yes, it did.
So there's more pure African blacks. A lot of the blacks in North America were indigenous black folks.
Right, exactly.
To not believe the first man didn't create a boat and travel is fucking ridiculous.
Right, exactly.
You got sculptures in Montana, black faces, Mexico, black faces, so forth and so on, right? So Pedro Ablizu was a lawyer, went to Harvard, graduated first in his class, but because he was a mulatto, they made him take his test after graduation so he wouldn't be the valedictorian.
Wow.
So Pedro Ablizu graduates Harvard, goes back to Puerto Rico and creates the first nationalist Puerto Rican party. Now he tried to do things right. You feel me? Him being a black Puerto Rican working for the people, like they'll pay him like grains of rice. He was one of them motherfuckers that really cared for the improvement, the betterment of his
Black and brown people,
his country, right? So America didn't like that. And this has all been clarified. It's not like conspiracy theory. They kidnapped him, gave him cancer until he died.
Well, that's what anybody that has an innovative idea such as that, especially one to create your own political party and government, they're gonna try to shut
We
that
see
down.
it all the time.
Yes.
We see it with Huey Newton.
Newton, right? Exactly. Malcolm, John.
So because they did that to him, his followers created a terrorist group, and they ended up bombing Parliament. They're called the Macheteros. And one of the famous country songs or revolutionary songs that our people made, because we have one star in our flag, the song says in Spanish, our flag doesn't fit, our star doesn't fit in the American flag. It says like 50 states.
Right.
And it was like
they're trying to make Puerto Rico the 51st.
And it was like a war cry. But I just want to, like, the colorism, but you talk to a lot of Latinos and they do, that guy's a Moreno, whatever. But our histories are tied, and you can't untie that shit.
No, you
bro.
can't.
You get what I'm saying?
No, you can't.
And a lot of like black leaders were indeed like Puerto Ricans. And then you had the famous. You ever seen the famous Olympic photo of the niggas like raising up their fists?
Yes, of course.
Those were Cubans. Those are Cuban blacks. You know what I'm saying? But that whole just higher power knowledge, I always got off you. Obviously, it's in your music. Now, what borough are you from?
Bronx, New York, where it all
Oh,
started.
you from the Bronx.
If it wasn't for the
Boogie
Bronx,
down, okay.
if it wasn't for the Bronx,
For
this rap
hybrids,
shit.
what area you was in over there?
Co-op City.
Co-op City, okay.
Co-op
okay.
City.
Dang, so you come straight from, so obviously growing up is right there.
It's right there. It's in a house. And the funny thing is, like, my first introductions to music, it wasn't just hip hop. Like, I grew up. If for anybody listening that's familiar with the boroughs in New York City and the tri-state area, there was a station called WBLS. And Saturday mornings, Sunday mornings, or in the morning period, you might hear old school jams. Like, you know what I mean? Temptation, Spinners, Al Green, Motown, Sound of Philly, Earth, Wind and Fire. Like, I heard all of that in the house early. Like, I'm talking about like 2, 3, 4 years old. I was absorbing all of that.
And a lot of the samples and cuts
come from that sound. So the blueprint of everything that I became about and the blueprint of hip hop was literally in front of my face too.
Beautiful. That's beautiful.
You know what I'm saying? Because without that, we don't have the other and so forth. You know, so all of that was in me. But yeah, in the Bronx, it was all everywhere. It was in the cars. It was outside. People playing it on the radios. It just the people driving their cars down the block. This is what you heard. You know what I mean?
All right, being from the Bronx, how did you feel for a while? Now, obviously, you got like Cardi, you got A Boogie with the hoodie, but for a while, there's long periods there. I mean, look, man, I'm obviously Fat Joe, Terror Squad all day. You feel me?
Yeah, pun.
But long periods of times of that borough not having a strong representation in hip hop, how did that make y'all feel? Like I know, obviously on a national scale, Brooklyn always had it.
Yeah, the most. Yeah, Brooklyn and Queens seemingly have the most rappers.
You had 50. All the big time rappers weren't really. You guys didn't really have a strong representation until more recently. Because I fuck with Don Q too.
Well, I think it's always been here. You know what I mean? You have the inception. You know what I mean? As far as how back you want to go far in hip hop, if you want to go back very far, the inception, you have people like Grandmaster Caz, you have people like Melly Mel and the Furious Five, Curtis Blow, who's actually from my neighborhood.
Word.
You have
Basketball, first single to go really, really, really pop.
Exactly. Yeah. You know what I mean? And KRS-One, and then you go to the Terror Squad. You have DITC from the, a couple of them from the Bronx. I think Lord Finesse is from the Bronx, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Pusha T was born in the Bronx. He just won't claim it. But
nah, he gives it a props. They did the joint with Pharrell that was in the Bronx, wasn't there?
I'm not sure 100%.
But they say they were born in New York though.
Yeah.
But you feel like he don't give it enough acknowledgement.
I haven't.
Because you said it with a little too. I was like, he said he don't want to claim it.
Nah, I mean, I'm just saying he doesn't claim it. He claims Virginia because that's what his stomping grounds were. That's what his coming of age years was. But even I moved around. You know what I mean? In a sense, like, as I went from the Bronx to Georgia to Florida. You know what I mean? So, but I feel like the Bronx always had its representation. I just feel like it may not have been as big as Brooklyn and Queens, but I feel like it's always had its representation throughout the years.
You definitely, and being from the Bronx, that's definitely something that you waving. You can let people know.
Oh, of course.
For sure.
Of course.
Your voice, definitely won't let anybody forget it, for sure. You know what I'm saying?
And it ain't even like I'm trying, like, you know what I'm
no,
saying?
That's you. No, it's you, yeah.
You know what I mean?
How did you start, like, and then that's another thing, too, because you being still in New York, I was like, I wonder how you made it to Tampa. How was the journey to Tampa?
Well, the journey to Tampa, you know what I mean? It's a long one even before that. Like, before that, I was in Georgia. I was living in Atlanta. You know what I mean?
How
before
was Atlanta?
Atlanta was interesting.
Give me, all right, so you're how old?
23 going on 24.
All right, 23. So you leave the Bronx, go to Atlanta when?
I'm 8 going on.
8 years old?
Yeah.
How long you stood in Atlanta?
I was in Atlanta till 12.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then from that point, I moved to South Florida for about a couple years. And then I was in Tampa. I moved to Tampa in like 2014. I've been here since.
Since 2014? Okay,
yeah.
got you.
Mm-hmm.
Got you. All right, so obviously, when did you start, like, making music, like, for real? Like, when did you start pursuing music? Are you in you in Tampa? Obviously, I'm assuming.
I'm right before. I was right before. I was. It was. I remember. I never forget. I was in the ninth grade. I was in South Florida, and
Like South Florida, like Broward,
yeah,
Miami.
Broward County.
Okay.
Yeah, Broward County. And I remember one day, I just started finding out like how to record on my own. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It started off by downloading these apps that I would find that you could just kind of record yourself over beats to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I would just, I mean, I've been writing rhymes since I was 9, but I remember after that point, and my pop started seeing that he came home one day with like with a mic and some equipment and
Oh,
speakers.
salute the pops.
You know what I mean? Yeah, word, salute the pops. But he came home with a box full of, like a bags full. I'm like, what's this? Like, I see you taking this serious. So we gonna plug up this mic. We gonna work this Pro Tools, and we gonna make sure that you can record. You know what I mean? And then from that point, I say about 13, 14 on. That's where it's been.
Yo, salute to pops because that gives you like it gives the value. Like him saying, "Yo, you taking it serious." That makes you believe in yourself even more.
Word, definitely.
You know, because you got that support right off the rip because he sees that there's something there. Now, if he was whack, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have.
Yeah, he wouldn't even have spent the bread. Nah, I wouldn't even have been a conversation.
So you went Tampa. How has Tampa environment, Tampa's hip hop scene, been for you?
Well, I'll even start it off by saying this: the atmosphere of Tampa, and what I started to experience, because it helped me understand hip hop was more than just a regional thing. That it helped me understand that hip hop was bigger than even the world that I was encompassed by. Because before I got here, I was just listening to New York heavy hip hop. You know what I mean? And that's what you hear in my music. You know what I mean? Because it was the first. Yeah. It was the first foundation I had for everything. You know what I mean? Like I was listening to. It was Tribe. It was Black Moon, Boot Camp, Smith and Wesson. It was Mob. It was I said Wu-Tang, right?
Yeah.
It was CNN. It was 50. It was Dipset. It was Hove.
Yo, you
it was
23.
Nas.
How was because I don't get to talk to a lot of niggas like straight from the source of New York. Yo, how was the Beast Coast movement impacted you? Joey Badass,
that was crazy.
A$AP Rocky,
that was crazy, and that was a crazy time.
Pro Era.
It was a real crazy time.
Underachievers. Because, bro, I feel like that shit got kind of not the recognition that it deserved because it kind of uplifted that spirit of New York hip hop at a time when there really wasn't.
Yeah, it was a dry spell happening in the city.
And that was hard.
It was hard. For a while up until that point, I feel like we didn't really have so much of an identity anymore.
Yeah.
And it was becoming apparent until the Beast Coast came out, because when Beast Coast came out, that was everything I wanted to do at that point. You know, when especially Pro Era and Joey, like when they came out, that was
that
it
1999
was mixtape. That shaped everything for me, because it was like, okay, there's dudes that's in my generation.
Like 16, 17 at the time, whatever.
I was 13 for going on 14
at the Beast Coast era. Okay, so that's
time.
Really formative for sure. Yeah,
it was that time for me. That's all I was listening to at that time too. You know what I'm saying? It was mad Beast Coast and Pro Era. So when that dropped, it felt like, okay, the city got this energy going on right now. You know what I mean? And it was refreshing to hear that. Bro, especially for us at that time, because Joey's a part of my generation. You know what I mean? So and dudes wasn't really jacking that sound like that at that point before them.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm a little older than you, so the really person before them that was really trying to keep that spirit alive when like New York started like not being the center of attention in hip hop. You had he went to jail, but you had Saigon and True Life.
Yes.
The New York. He kept saying that New York. And Saigon and True Life, that whole little like run they had, because he ended up getting signed Rock Like Familia and shit.
Yeah.
That little, he had beef with Jim Jones, that whole area. Yeah. But he was and it's funny because he got signed by Snoop, but True Life with the whole New York movement was heavy, but he went to jail. Saigon ended up doing fucking Love and Hip Hop, and I lost just my respect with him when he did that shit. But bro, the Beast Coast, and I don't get, and even if I mention it, they're gonna recognize, like if I talk to really like hip hop dudes, they'll recognize like ASAP, because ASAP's huge now or whatever.
Right.
But they don't know Underachievers, they don't know Flatbush Zombies, they don't know the, you know what I mean, Bodega Bams and the Tam Boys and shit. That whole era was ill, and it's funny because Underachievers weren't, technically like New York sounding. Obviously, when you hear their references and like their voices and shit, but the way they spit and ASAP had the whole Houston influence,
yeah,
and then
UGK.
Pro Era, and like it's just that whole just unique, just and then they had this fashion,
Yup.
like they represented New York hard, and I
Yeah.
wish it got with a little bit more national attention. If you knew type shit, bro.
Right.
But it wasn't as big. But I wish that I was at least would have been able to go to. Bro, I wish I would have been able. Well, I still can technically, but to see a Beast Coast like concert live, that shit would have been dope.
Yeah, I even haven't experienced that. But what they did was they created a renaissance for the city. That was necessary because the city didn't have a lot of life at that point. Up until that point, it wasn't a lot of life going on and a lot of energy that we needed as far as that breath of fresh air. And then we didn't get that feeling again until Griselda.
Yeah, heavy. For
You
sure.
know what I mean? That's when that sound started really coming back into the forefront toward the tail of the last decade.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
So you come to Tampa, you realize the spirit of hip hop is alive and well here. I see you with Sandman.
Indeed. Shout out to Sam, man.
How did that relationship, like, how is your development in Tampa has been? Because your name, is spoken on very highly. It's very well respected. When I talk to the people in the scene, and there's always an excitement when you are doing something, when you are performing at a show. You feel me? I went to that joint just to see the joint I met you at. I went just to see you. You feel me?
That's love, King. No doubt.
Obviously, support Dillman and Nux, but you were the headliner, and that's what got me to actually get up and go. You feel me? Because I was like, let me go check Holmes out because I hear the buzz. I want to see it for myself. Checked out some joints before I went. But yeah, so obviously Sandman's legend in Tampa.
Indeed.
College radio, the list goes on. His record speaks for himself. How did that relationship build?
Well, that relationship formed when I started really just getting out there when I was like 17, 18. Excuse me. I was 17, 18, just going out to the shows and starting to really get involved with what was going on in the scene. And then I got in contact with another artist by the name of Dynasty.
Know the name.
You know what I'm saying?
Know the name.
Real great MC, phenomenal MC, one of the best rappers I will say to come from here, even though she's from Queens. You know what I'm saying? But I met her and me and her had a good rapport, and Sandman was her DJ.
Word.
You know what I'm saying, at the time, and then through her, she introduced me and my team to Sandman, and then from that point the relationship just began, and he just stood behind whatever I was doing.
Salute.
Word.
That's an OG embracing, the new. I texted you. I saw you on the stage with the Woo after party. Deserve to be up there, and I meant that. You feel me?
Thank you.
Bro, I wasn't expecting RZA I said this in the last part. I'm gonna say it again.
Yeah,
bro,
facts.
I wasn't expecting. Bro, RZA was DJing
Thing
himself.
he
son.
like from behind with not even looking. He knew where the spot was
Bro,
at and everything. I was
blown. RZA, and then Serge, he's DJing himself, bro.
yeah,
It's
it was
fucking
wild.
RZA.
It was wild.
So he came out ill-ass suit, everything.
looking like a giant. Like
Bro, it was that was like in my life to be able to say I saw RZA. I'll never forget it. That shit was hard as fuck, DJing
Word.
himself. But seeing you up there, with Smith and Wesson, with you know what I'm saying, like embodying that spirit, that sound. Now, again, like you're saying, until it came back with Zelda, recent years, since hip hop is at age 50, and you are an artist, you kind of can pick what era you kind of want to choose your influences from and kind of ride on. You know what I'm saying? You come in a time where you do the type of hip hop you do, that sound is more accessible, is more sought after. Being in a place like Tampa, though, how speaking on the environment, meaning Sandman, how is it being the type of rapper you are in the South?
I think depending on where you're at, because like you said, it's sought after and there's a marketplace for it. I think at first, I think maybe when I first entered in, I didn't maybe know how to exactly balance it out.
Okay.
Major. You know what I'm saying? So when I started forming as an artist and really just started understanding my artistry, it got easier. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the sound that I was raised off of at the end of the day, and that's also the sound that gave me goosebumps when I first heard it.
On God.
When I heard Illmatic for the first time, I never visited Queensbridge a day in my life, but I knew I caught a glimpse. I smelt it, I heard it, I tasted it, whatever it was, it was there. You know what I'm saying? It was all in front of me, just visually. You know what I'm saying? So when I heard albums like
intro,
so yeah, you hear the train
like for me,
and the Wild Style beat.
I felt like Nas is the reason why I fell in love with hip hop.
Same.
And then it's might as well get into it now. Also, something we have in common, Prodigy. I grew up on Jadakiss mixtape because I'm 87. So my brother introduced me to Nas, fell in love with hip hop, then introduced me to Rakim. Because without Rakim, there wouldn't be Nas.
Yes, that's the lineage.
Especially with the way flows and hip hop have changed. But hip hop for me culturally was the 2000s. I was 13 in 2000. You know what I mean? So moving forward, so that was the mixtape era.
Right.
So I grew up D Block mixtapes, infamous mob mixtapes. So and then Prodigy went on to do shit with Alchemist, and so forth and so on.
Right.
Prodigy was literally, bro, the only famous person that I wanted to meet in person. Because he had sickle cell and he rapped about what it was like to be
dealing with it, yeah.
Going to the hospital, getting morphine, getting, IVs in you. I grew up real sick. So that's the first time in hip hop too that I listened to, and music in general, I listened to it and I related to it.
Yeah, it grabbed you.
And Prodigy just went on to have a career where he just never stopped making music. Like, and the shit, everything was ill and it was so stylized and conceptual. And so like, we was talking about your album cover, how a lot of people listen to Head Nigga in Charge 1, but Head Nigga in Charge 2 was dope as fuck. It didn't get as much attention. But bro, it's crazy. You were such a fan, and your album covers are so similar. I thought that shit was ill.
Yeah,
'cause I thought you did it purposely, bro. I thought it was an influence.
Nah, it wasn't. And when you brought it to my attention, I thought about it because I remember that album cover very well, and it was like multiple different. Prodigies and all
and
that,
I had the
you know what
white
I'm saying?
background, like
yeah, exactly. Now, what I will say is that the reference when I was sitting on a crate, or I was sitting down, like just to sit down, that definitely was inspired. I could say that was inspired by the first HNIC album, with P is sitting on a crate and he's like, you know what I mean?
That shit looks hard as fuck, bro.
Thank you, bro.
It's an ill ass album cover. I don't get it to say that, even in not just like local artists, but in a lot of in hip hop history, like they come out with like lists like 50 best like album covers. But album, bro, that like for example, like Lupe Fiasco's First Food and Liquor, when he's like floating in the air and had the Arabic letters and shit. Yo, I wanted to listen to the album.
It made
back
you
then
want
you had
to
go get the CD, and that's the first thing you saw before you pop that bitch in. So it's not a lot of album covers that like, oh shit, that shit's ill, you know? But yeah, bro. So Nas Illmatic was the first. How did you get introduced to Prodigy? Where's that that love relationship come into play?
Well, P, I'll put it this way. I think I might have heard Shook Ones as a child, like in New York City, and I just couldn't remember what it was. And then one day, I think I got like to be like maybe 9 or 10 years old. And there used to be this channel called Centric, and they used to play throwback hip hop videos in the morning, like right before school. So
that's what you woke up to.
I woke up one day and I'm watching this video, and it's these dudes in Hennessy jerseys.
Yeah.
and driving down through these projects, and I'm hearing this song. And I'm like, that's what that song was. But the video was crazy because I'm like, who is these dudes in Hennessy jerseys? You know what I'm saying? What is that? Like, I didn't understand. I was like, what is going on in the
crazy.
Yeah, like what? And then I realized that they was from Queensbridge. I was like, what's going on in this neighborhood to where everybody sound like this?
Right.
Everybody rhyme like this. It's crazy. Everything. I'm like, what is going on? And then like, rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone.
That was like 17 when they made that shit too, bro. 18.
I'm only 19, but my mind is old.
Yeah.
Dudes is this young rhyming like this?
Yeah. Gritty.
I couldn't believe my ears. So after a while, I just went into the discography of Mob and P, and just like I feel like he's the best rapper that didn't have to rhyme every word.
Right.
He didn't have to rhyme every word.
That's a great description.
He's the best rapper that didn't have to rhyme every time. You know what I'm saying? And his voice and his style, his aesthetic, the laid back. I think the sickle cell thing really, if you want to break it down, the sickle cell kind of made him who he was because he always had that laid back but gruffy vibe, like just real, just gruffed out, but like it was ill at the same time, and he was surgical with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was real surgical with it.
And most people don't realize he was which he didn't get a lot of recognition for either. He was like the first real tattoo. He had tattoos early.
Yeah, he had the
Everywhere his
hand
hands
tats. Yeah,
before it was like super popular. His jewelry game was crazy. If you read his book, he talks about how like him and his homeboys used to talk about who had the illest jewelry.
Yeah, exactly. He had the Mac 11 pendant. He had the infamous Marquise diamond piece.
He
like,
had a joint where it was an angel and a demon.
Demon, yeah.
Bro, heavy. Heavy, bro. This shit was ill. Everything he did just stylistically and his music, bro, to this day, I still listen. Like, I don't go a week without listening to one piece song, old or new. There was another dude from Queens that was real hard that went to jail. Right, he was supposed to come out right when like Nas came out.
Cormega.
Thank you, yeah, Cormega.
Cormega.
His joints, even with Mobb Deep, are heavy. Bro.
Yeah, they was crazy.
Yeah, dog. He has a joint called he has a mixtape called True Meaning with the song True Meaning. Like to this day, top 5, one of my favorite hip hop songs ever, bro.
I think Cormega also is very innovative for the independent game too because he was on it very early. His first album, like as an independent artist, was probably one of the most successful independent rap albums that we got. A lot of people don't give Cormega that credit, but he really set it off.
Yeah, I'm a big Cormega cheerleader. But what happened with him is that he had a deal. Same time he was supposed to drop literally around the same time Illmatic came out. He ended up doing a bid.
Yeah, he went to jail.
And when he did the bid, he kind of fell out with the label, so he kind of was forced to do the independent shit just because where he was at. He ended up having beef with Nas for a little bit. Nas dissed him. But Cormega, bro, to this day, I mean, he still dropped mixtape. He be having some ill joints where I'll be like, yo, he still got it. But he's always, bro, when he raps, he always, since I was a kid, was like, it always sounds like he's going to be offbeat, but he's not.
Nah, yeah, he catches it. He got that on-beat kilter flow.
It's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, that shout out again. Nori came from that era too. Fucking that Queens was hit definitely hit different. So P Nas, give me a couple more. Maybe a surprise, and people might be surprised by who you really like loving hip hop.
Damn, yo, I gotta go through a laundry list.
Like for me, a lot of people may not, maybe not. I don't know because he's more famous. But bro, I was huge Cudi. Cudi inspired me to this day. How he wrote, how he harmonized, his just creativity, his like just how weird he was in his own way.
Cudi was very innovative. I'll say 3 stacks.
Okay.
Snoop.
That surprised you.
West Coast, okay. Snoop, Pac, Nipsey 100%.
Yo, that's crazy. Nipsey, I tell people, man, Nipsey always had motion in LA because of who he was.
Yeah.
But he did music for a long time. For him to finally get a classic album
in 2018, and you've been rapping since 2005,
and then died.
Yeah.
Bro. He finally got that at least he got to experience it, the impact that it made. But it shows like, yo, if you really love this hip hop shit and this is in you, keep doing it.
The marathon
keep
continues,
doing it, bro, because exactly that whole motto and that whole way. Like if he would have stopped, we never would have got that victory lap.
Absolutely.
And that's a classic piece of hip hop.
Absolutely.
That album cover classic, the videos were classic.
I think that was
classic.
I think that was one of the most important and classic albums that we've gotten in recent history. You know what I'm saying? Victory Lap was very, very, very important.
And that's one of those, but again, in our era, we don't have, I mean, Good Kid, Mad City, maybe. We don't have a lot of albums that hit like that in like the past 10 years. Like you're saying, like it's crazy because growing up, bro, like, yo, Get Rich or Die Trying came out. You got the CD, sound like an old head right now, but you went to the crib and you didn't have the internet, bro. You just listened to the music
and listened to the whole album
over.
That album used to last you for years because
you homeboys came over, y'all just listened and talked over bars and metaphors.
You had to go to the store to get an album. Like a lot of people,
type shit, bro.
Like Blockbuster and all that. And if you was old enough back then, the Wiz and all of that type of stuff that I used to hear about, or just being on the corner and then you might have somebody selling a bootleg, but you got it because you wanted to hear it. So
now are you like a Rock Marciano, Smoke DZA?
Yeah.
You like that whole
Yeah.
currency?
Yeah.
You know,
Larry June. Yeah.
Larry June heavy.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
Griselda, that boy they got Rome. Was it Rome Streets?
Rome Streets. Yeah.
Bro, his shit fire.
Yeah. I like Son. I met all of them. You know what I mean? I met all of them in Art Basel last year because I was out there and I opened up for them. You know what I mean? And they was all
How was that
cool.
experience, man?
That was Gun
Art Basel's
Basil.
dope.
Yeah, that wasn't Art Basil. That was Gun Basil. That
He
day.
took over?
Yeah, when he came through, oh lord. But Westside Gun, I could say, is probably the coolest rapper I've ever met.
Okay.
He's
That's
he's
dope
the,
to hear, actually.
he's the coolest rapper I've ever met. You know what I mean? Gun is real cool. You know what I mean? Real cool, real humble, down to earth. You know what I mean? Like you might be thinking these dudes is rah all day.
Nah,
Dudes is trying to feed their family.
Yeah,
you know
dudes
what
are
I'm
really
saying?
about it. I be chill as fuck. I tell
Yeah.
people that people who always acting tough. The dudes are really about it. They know they're about it, so they're just chilling.
They chilling. You know what I mean? They
They're the most
kicking with you.
romantic niggas I know. They the most chill.
Yeah,
Come
word.
over, let's hang. Cause they know if they gotta go, they already been there. They'll do it, so they chilling.
Yeah, they chilling. They trying to make their money, and nobody's trying to go back to jail.
Bro, that I be talking. I say this. I've said it. I'll say it again, bro. That tough guy shit, especially when you out doing these shows. You know me. You met me, bro.
Yeah.
I'm very welcoming.
Yeah.
I'm in a place. I step up everybody. You go to dudes that they don't want to dap you. It's like, bro, we're all here doing music. I get the wrong memo. Is this a gunfight? Like we supposed to be chilling, bro. I want to hear your art. Want to hear that tough guy shit in music. Gotta stop, bro, because it's not that serious.
And oftentimes, you gotta also remember the loudest one in the room is also the weakest one in the room too. Whoever has to stand and act as if and present themselves in a way, a lot of them also don't want to be looked at and seen 100% for who they are. You know what I mean?
Exposed
They
type
don't
shit.
want to be exposed. That's the
Yeah.
and that's the issue. It's
But
not
it's like, man, you messing up a bag. I do shows, bro. I just like meeting new artists, just do dope shows with you.
right. It's like
you-
just chill,
you're
yeah,
supposed to be out here to
perform
Yeah, I mean,
and
you-
promote your brand. You know
So-
what I mean?
And I come across that a lot too. And it's not just like because I float, bro. I'll be cool with the ratchet. Like I go
Right.
to the ratchet shit. I go to the super boom bat shit. I go to like some of the poppy shit. I'm cool with everybody. You feel me?
Right.
And everywhere you go is the same way. It's like, bro, you ain't cure cancer. You feel me? You ain't cure no famines. Like you here with me, so it's not like you out, doing fucking billboard shit. You feel what I'm
Nah.
saying?
Everybody got egos, you know what I mean? I think ego really plays a hand into this field that we do. And I think dudes they into themselves a little too much more than the music. You know what I'm saying? They into themselves. It's not about it. A lot of the times with that, it don't even be about the music. It be trying to prove that I'm this, I'm that, and I live up to these personas, and I'm a real one, and I'm tough, and I'm this, and it ain't even about that. It's about, bro, what are you doing? You know what I mean? What are you doing to make a difference on this planet Earth that we live in? If you're not looking to do that, if that's not on your mind to be able to contribute something to this world that we live in, because this world is bugged out enough, and you want to add on to that bugged out shit, you know what I mean? So
Great segue, because one of the things I was gonna talk to you about was you make a point to have substance in your music.
definitely,
It's just not you have, the East Coast golden era style. You make like we were talking about intention in my last conversation. You have intentionality with what you do. Why is it
Yes.
important for you to actually say something in your music? Because we all know we could just make a poppy joint
And
just
be
to get
done
some
with it.
bread, whatever. You know what I mean? But people don't act like you can't make. Bro, one of my favorite singles, going back to Nas, is "Made You Look."
look, right?
That's an ill-ass single, comes on the club, everybody love, and it still was lyrical.
Yeah, it was very much.
It's like you act like you
It's-
can't make a ill tune and then not still have substance to it.
I think to answer your first question, and this goes back to my how I was brought up underneath different schools of thought. You know what I mean? Like I had access to a lot of information as a young child. So it was instilled in me to always be not only just a child, but a man and a human being of substance in general. You know what I mean? One of the first books I can really remember reading as a young child was the autobiography of Malcolm X. Do with that as thou you will. You know what I mean?
It's red.
You know what I mean? So from there was always a seed that was planted in my head. And just from my experiences and in the things that I witnessed and the things I was taught by way of those experiences and just the wisdom I got from both my parents and my folks and the elders that were around me, they always I just think it became a thing to where it's like, okay, this is who I am. You know what I mean? I can't be anything but who I've been this entire time.
No compromise.
You know what I'm saying? So being intentional is also another thing that I try to practice on a daily basis. You know what I mean? Even in my words, what I decide to write about, what I decide to do for the day, the people I decide to be around, the company I decide to keep, everything. Like, it's all, I try to keep intention at the forefront of everything I do. So it's definitely gonna bleed into the music because I feel like I just have a lot to say. I have a lot to share. And I want to contribute in a way to be able to make the world as best as I can make it, because I know no one man can change the world by itself. You know what I mean? It's going to take a village of people to do that. Tupac Shakur said it, I may not change the world, but I may spark the brain that eventually does. You know what I mean? And I could say I'm definitely a child of that particular quote. So that's really it. I just want to be able to do my due diligence and do what I have to do on this planet Earth, to be able to provide some sort of insight, and whatever happens from that point is what happens. You know?
Yeah, I was gonna have. It's funny because I was gonna have Nux on the pod, and you were performing. He's like, "Yo, I can't make it. I gotta go see Asaru." I was like, "Where?" I respect it. Obviously, you embodying the spirit of hip hop. You come to a place like Tampa, and you birds of a feather fly together. You found those who embody that as well.
Right.
Someone not from Tampa, seeing a dude like you, just hip hop to the core. Explain to them what is like the scene out here, man. Like, do you feel like it's thriving? Are you optimistic about the future? Do you like what you see? Do you like what you're a part of? Give us like, if I'm not from here, give me some insight on what hip hop scene's like in Tampa.
Well, check it, right? Tampa is, and I guess in comparison to New York, and I mean no slight in this, Tampa's very small, but it's a good thing that it's small too, because there's a community out there that exists, and there's a side of the community to which I feel is very village minded. You know what I mean? You'll find a lot of people that are very embracing of you, and will take you in and will really take care of you. You know what I mean? Just like a Nux, just like a Beaumont, just like a Scott A, just like a Guy Average, just like a Gats, etc. You know what I mean? So there's it's a small community, but it's a village. I think maybe the only other thing that I can say is that there is ego involved too.
Yeah, not sport, definitely.
There's definitely ego involved. There's people that exist on maybe higher levels that believe that they're maybe doing a service, but really are not. In regards to
trying to be like trying to be gatekeepers type shit.
Yeah, like I feel like there definitely is a gatekeeping-esque energy out here too. I'm not even gonna lie and sit on this camera and cap for nobody. But you know what I mean. There's definitely people that want themselves to be in position, and that's it. They can't imagine the youth or people that are maybe under them as far as status is concerned. They can't imagine moving out the way, or not necessarily even moving out the way, but really helping these people get on the way they have to go and really just assist and be there for the next generation that's coming up. Because we're gonna be coming regardless. We coming through this thing regardless of how everybody feels or anybody feels about it. We're going to be coming through this thing. So I think the best thing that I can say is that stay with the like-minded. Build with the like-minded. Create community with the like-minded. You know what I mean? That are really about continuing the mission of evolving and just really taking this hip-hop thing to new heights. You know what I mean? You stick with them, you can't really go wrong.
Yeah, I do music too, so I want been involved in the scene. I did music before when I was younger professionally. Had a band I toured and all that shit, but it wasn't the hip hop community. It was different. It was a different scene.
Right.
I've been doing it for a year now. I definitely felt that gatekeeper thing, but I was like, I mean, to me, I'm a community Mike. Just to add on to what you're saying, I'm a very community minded person. Right. You feel me? I'm a little older, got a little bread that I could afford to spend. So to me, it's like, bro, a lot of y'all don't treat the artists right. A lot of y'all don't pay the artists.
Nope.
It's one of the first conversations we had. So I'm like, look, I don't really need anyone. Like, I just do my own fucking show.
Yeah.
Church. I'll get the dopest DJ because they fuck with me. I'll get the dopest host. And I'll handpick the acts that I think the people should see.
And do it yourself.
I'll rent a venue. I don't really need like your little check or your stamp or your cosign.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm cool with a lot of niggas that are gatekeepers.
Right.
And I respect what they've done because it does take time to, have your position in the city. God bless you. I hope you keep succeeding.
Absolutely.
But just because you succeed don't mean I can't succeed.
Right.
And there's a thing in our communities, bro, that especially in hip hop minorities, that like if you win, I can't win. There's enough to go around, bro. Universal ain't scared of running around on pop stars.
Nope.
They ain't scared of running around boy bands.
Nope.
They honor their artists as they get older. They still tour. We're the only community that says you wash after 30,
40,
or
yeah.
whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, we 50 years old now. I got the internet. I don't really need a nigga. I don't need your what's the word looking for? Your acceptance.
Nah, you don't need it now.
So for me,
You
it's
don't
like,
need it.
I'll hit up Asaru myself. Be like, yo, I got whatever your fee is. I got dope other artists. Come out to the show. He comes out. We have a dope show. God bless it. You know what I mean? I don't need to hold over him. I don't need to say, oh, I did. No, we haven't. I want a dope. Like, the reason I put on my own shows, bro, is because I pick the people that I just want to see.
Right.
And because I could throw an event.
It's that simple.
Then I just pick the people. I don't want to go to a show that has 30 artists, and then I don't got time for all that shit, bro. You know what I mean? These niggas out here don't pay the artists. They want to exploit the artists. Then you be mad at me all you want. You feel what I'm saying? But bro,
Nah, you're not.
and if I talk shit about that, then I shouldn't do it. So I don't. You know
exactly.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm
Leading by
loving
example.
what I'm seeing, bro. You feel what I'm saying? I love that I can have a Nico Sweet, a Vern Senior, hopefully a Zaru, you know what I mean? My Rich whoever it is, and it's a vibe, bro.
Word.
You get 3, 4, 5 good artists that can bring out a crowd, get a dope DJ. You have a fucking good time. I don't care about ego. I don't care about who's better. I don't care about. I'm here for a good time. You know what I mean?
A good
so
show.
that gatekeeper shit's real. It's unfortunate, but the beauty of it, as you're saying, stay around like-minded people.
Right.
We keep the spirit of hip hop alive. We give a perspective and authenticity when people do come out to these shows. You know what I mean?
Right.
When I tell someone about you, I'm proud that, yo, this nigga is somebody that you could go see in Tampa. You know what I mean? When I talk about a Nico Sweet, yo, I'll be like, yo, you have to go listen to Nico. I don't care if I'm the show. I don't care if I'm even there. Go see her because she's ill as fuck.
Especially on that stage. Having to follow her is a task. You got to be on your money. Like, she opened up for me on my album release. You know what I'm saying? And it was like watching her made me go like, I got to to this show now. You know what I mean? Like, I got to go crazy on this show now. You know what I mean? So,
and then having, bro, you got, bro.
And Vern, shout out to Vern. He opened up for my show too. That's my boy.
Incredible artist.
Definitely.
I really hope. I don't know, buddy, but I really, really hope the Gats blows the fuck up.
Word. Shout out to my brother.
Is hard as fuck.
Shout out to my brother.
His videos, his love for film and how he does his videos. Like, these are super artistic. Shout out to Lil Zay.
Hold on, before you get to that point, I also have to shout out Gats because Gats has definitely been an older brother figure of mine.
That's ill.
In the scene. You know what I mean? Like, I remember when he had the Drop City Collective project going on, and he brought in a lot of the Tampa artists. And at that point, that's the first time I really met a lot of them. You know what I mean? I met a lot of people just doing that, and he's always just stayed in contact. And also just been like a valuable leader.
Yeah, even when he speaks, like, his philosophy.
He's
like,
brilliant. He's a brilliant mind. He's a very brilliant mind.
I hope to meet him one day. I'll just have not even a podcast, just have a convo, because I think he's like, I respect artistry, bro. And to have all these artists coming from the city and Tampa not getting it. Miami had his run, Broward had his run, Jacksonville had his shine. You know, shout out to Orlando, Dave and the Grave, and all them boys just doing their thing over there. But there's so much talent in Tampa.
Yes,
like I was saying, young homie, Little Zay. You never heard Little Zay? Go check Little Zay out. Serena.
Yes.
Super hard.
Dope. Yes.
Jay Brown. I mean,
Jay
the list,
Brown,
you
my
feel me?
brother.
Like, we had such dope ass artists that, yo, we need to get our shine, bro.
Yeah.
And I hope one of them. That just takes one to really break through to bring all that attention.
Everybody in, right?
You feel me? But I'm personally just being a curator, just being someone who does shit like this, that just loves the culture, to be in a city, because I grew up in Chicago, bro. You know what I mean? And it comes to a place like Tampa, bro, it's just like when I see a Spirit live and well, it's like, yo, this is ill as fuck, bro. And then you have venues, you know, Crowbar, even them doing like ODS, having the breakers go and, you know,
keeping the culture alive,
doing their thing.
Yeah.
You know, people like you know, K3 to do Shuffle.
I just did Shuffle. Shout out to K3.
You know, Albert J, Psych Montana, them boys, salute to them. I performed at a MPC producer battle during Loud on 7th, bro. Never seen a MPC producer battle before in the city. Never. Jay Wiz, salute to you for putting that on. But the culture, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's definitely a fun time, bro. It's definitely a fun time. So Dynasty, is Sandman like your official DJ?
Yeah, 100%.
To be able to say that, is pretty fucking dope.
It's a blessing. It's
You know
it's
what
a
I mean?
blessing. You know what I mean? Because that's hip hop
pretty
at its
dope.
core, right
That's,
there.
That's ill. That's again never met, but I was gonna say what's up to him after the after party, but I had to work the next day. It was like 4 a.m. You feel me? Yo, that shit's ill. That Serge does. That's like I don't know what to expect. But first of all, seeing Serge to Gabe Nas' first verse, crazy. I wanted just to hug him. You know what I mean? I
Right.
didn't, but crazy, but I wanted
Right.
to. You know?
Right.
And
Yeah.
other things that he's done in hip hop, to see him do that at whatever once a month at the Hard Rock, and then play the songs, have people play along, and yo, that shit was ill as fuck, bro.
Word.
That was the and then
That was
Sandman
hip-hop.
DJing, you know,
Yeah.
credible DJ. What's next for you, my man? What's in the works that you can share? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. I could definitely share a lot. You know what I mean? There's definitely a lot more music coming out. There's gonna be a 3-pack coming out before the end of this year. I'm working on a couple projects in between that. You know what I mean? Linking up with a few producers out here. Also in
Seems like Nux is one of them.
Nux is a part of a big plan
Awesome.
that I have, coming really, really soon with a couple of different talented individuals. Shout out JC to God. You know what I mean? Just we about to band together and really just make some incredible music. You know what I'm saying? So, and then other than that, I got a couple of different projects in the works as well. But just expect more music, expect merch, expect that Trust in the Process merch, which I also kind of want to launch here.
Oh, that's okay. Let's get into that. That's your motto.
Word. That's my mantra, and it's my brand LLC label.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Trust in
saying?
the process.
Trust in the process. Word. You know what I mean? And that was also inspired to bring up Nip. Like when Nip passed, and before that, I was a fan of his, with just feeling the impact of his, of losing him too soon, and we definitely lost him way too soon. Feeling the impact that he left and the legacy that he left behind on this planet Earth inspired me to really jump the gun and really just get things lifted off. You know what I mean? Because sometimes as an artist, you can kind of you can fall into a lot of self-doubt at times because the journey doesn't seem always clear.
Absolutely.
But, when you finally kind of open your eyes and then you realize that this is really what it is that you're going to do. It's not even about wanting to do it, that you're going to do in this life.
Yeah.
You have to also understand that it comes with valleys and peaks. You know what I mean? And you have to continuously trust the process. You know what I mean? I should have came here with one of the sample bucket hats that I have, but I this is really going to be something that's the merch that I have coming out, and just what you're going to see from Trusting the Process as a brand in 2024
Heavy.
is going to be crazy.
Fly as fuck.
It definitely. Bucket hats on the way, truckers on the way, hoodies, all that. Stay tuned for that. But we got to really launch this Trust in the Process thing.
When was the so obviously the death of Nipsey, right? But for you, I'm pretty sure you remember the moment, the time. When was it when it clicked? Like, yo, this is it. Like, I'm pursuing this. Like, I'm going to be an artist. Like, this is not if but when type shit. You know? When did it click for you? Was it like a reception of a song? Was it where you was at in life? Was it just, yo, I'm gonna jump out the window because I love this much? Was it like, because I'll tell you this much. When I used to do music back in the day, I went to a concert because my homeboys used to put on, they were promoters, put on concerts.
Right.
And then between bands, they would play music. I was sitting in the cut, no one knew I was there. And in between bands, they played one of my joints, and I saw the natural reaction that people had. And I was like, oh,
and that's
shit.
beautiful, right?
Incredible. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, shit. Like, no, I'm really
This is
talented
it.
enough.
Yeah.
I do make good music. Because no one knew I was there. I didn't just get off stage. Kind of get that fake love type shit. But it was genuine. That moment, from this moment on, I was like, yo, I could be an artist. I went on to be an artist. I wrote for record labels, coached for all that shit. When was it, like, when does this moment for you come that you said, I'm going to, trust, this is the LLC, this is the brand, I'm running with it, jumping out the porch?
Well, there was a few instances, but I'll say, like, when I was in high school, I used to be heavy in the battle rap. Heavy. So I used to battle a lot of used to battle dudes, in the lunchrooms and the hallways, and just meet up with people and just rap. And when I started seeing the reactions of how, because I'm coming up in a time where bars is not necessarily at the forefront of this thing that we love. You know what I mean? But I was coming with that style regardless of what anybody was gonna tell me, because
Yes,
that's
sir.
what I loved.
That's right.
That's what I personally love. So when I started rapping for my homies and around the homies, and they were gassing it, and then I would get a reaction from battling people in the hallway and they going crazy.
Right.
And then just starting to go to shows and seeing people's reactions, people's faces scrunching up. And
With
a
that
real
ugly face. Like, you just hit me with something.
yeah, and I'll say the real pivotal moment after that, because there was a lot of, like, this, I'm talking about 2015. I'm going to jump to 2021. When I really knew that this was going to be something crazy was when I opened up for Ray, Ghost, and Jizza at the Ritz in 2021.
It's hard.
In November of that year.
The woo.
And I was about to be 22.
Oh, shit.
I was just about to be 22.
Yo, hold on. That's hard as fuck. Yo, he entered the gates of hip-hop through Shaolin. You understand what I'm saying?
Word up. But when I saw that was the first time I ever performed in front of 1,000 people. And when I saw the crowd's reaction, because I did a joint called Offline that had been out maybe years before that. And
Give me something from it. Give me the first couple bars you remember. How that shit start?
I ain't trying to hear about the hoes in your DM. I ain't trying to hear about your problems with your BM or how you stay stunting top down when your BMW, the trouble you be bringing, you can keep them. But I sampled a classic.
BMW line was heavy.
Appreciate that, King. But yeah, I sampled a joint from Wu-Tang first album. And I said, we're going to perform that record at the show. And before the verse even comes on, you're going to go, from Tampa to Shaolin, we on a swarm. From Tampa to Shaolin, we on a swarm.
Clever.
I did that, and I had the whole night.
Clever.
That was it. That was it. I had the whole night. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I
Yo,
believed.
you can have ill lines, you can have dope music, but if you don't have the showmanship, see how the showmanship broke that ice.
Yeah, exactly. And then after that, from that point, that it felt like that was the first time it felt like I knew I was in front of 1,000 people, but it felt like I was by myself in the entire
Beautiful
stadium.
feeling. As an artist, beautiful feeling.
It felt like I was just by myself the whole time, and I was just in the zone. And then from that point, when I saw the reaction,
Super Saiyans, what you
yeah, like when that happened, it was a wrap after that, and I knew it was like, yeah, this is only a matter of time. This is only a matter of time, but this is it. Right here. My mother was there, and that was the first time my mother went to any of my shows.
That's hard.
That was the first show my mother went to. You know what I mean? She got to see her son perform in front of 1,000 people like that.
No, and this is not mean. Look, I don't act like I'm real close because I'm not. You know what I mean? But you one of them. Like, I wouldn't actually be on a pod. I wouldn't approach the way I approached you. I wouldn't have got up off my ass, and went to a show because I wasn't even feeling it that night. You feel me?
Yeah,
I hate going to E-Board. I ain't gonna lie. Unless I'm getting
E-Board
that bag,
hectic, yeah.
I ain't trying to be in E-Board City.
Yeah.
Some ignorance always
It
happens.
happens all the time. Yeah.
You can have a great night. When on the way to the car after the night was great, something happens.
Pop off in the parking lot somewhere.
Sheesh. Anyways,
For nothing.
But you one of them, bro. Like
Thank you.
when I talk about artists that I hold in high regard, like as I'm saying, like the Nikos, the Gats, and all that shit, and obviously like you're in that circle already, so you getting that cosign. So you amongst the gladiators already. You in the upper echelons already. You feel me? Now I will say this: do you go back and forth to New York to shoot your videos?
Yes. I'm actually about to do that next month.
Videos I have to salute.
Thank you, King.
You feel me? I appreciate artistry on all levels. I feel like if you can't execute on all of them, you won't be successful. Right? That's just like I'm not trying to compare. I'm saying when I got into the game, I realized I'm a little older. I realized, look, I gotta do a pod. I gotta have the fashion.
Right.
I gotta be my own promoter, and I gotta have good music. You feel me? Like if I can't execute all of those, I'm being realistic in the world we live in, my age, whatever the climate we're in, I'm not gonna be successful.
Yeah, right.
So I have to be good at all of them in order for it to work. You feel me? And thank God, in a year, I feel like I got some momentum going. You feel me?
Word up, yeah.
Anyway, what I'm saying is that So I appreciate when I see a person who cares how the visuals look, because a lot of people just put visuals together. Now we
And
see
just slap something together.
after the drill music era, it's just okay to be in the living room, in the kitchen, with just the dudes bouncing back and
dudes,
forth
yeah.
with 100 million guns pointing at the screen, and that's a music video. I grew up in the Missy Elliott era.
Right, the
I
Hype
grew
Williams
up in the Janet
era.
Jackson,
Right.
Busta Rhymes era.
Yeah, Hype Williams videos.
You feel me? I grew
Yeah.
up when that shit was cinematic. It
Yeah.
brought you to a place.
Yeah, exactly.
So when I hear the voice and I hear the vibes and I see the videos, I say, oh, he's going back to the city.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So I had to ask. I was like, so one recent joint was here though, right?
Yes.
So when you coming out the bodega,
Yeah, that was.
does that look familiar?
Yeah, that was in East Tampa.
It still felt like New York though.
Yeah, that was the vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it fit well.
Yeah, thank you.
But I appreciate the videos. Who you working with the videos? Do you storyboard yourself, or you work with another curator?
I come up with pretty much like the direction I want to go in. I work with Kel Too Dope, and he just gets behind the camera. He color grades. He knows what I like.
But it's kind of you more storyboarding.
Yeah, I storyboard. I try to have like I try to narrow what I want. You know what I mean?
Kel Too Dope.
Yes.
Salute to you because it's working.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely. Kel is. I will say it. Kel is the best videographer in the city, hands down. Hands down. Hands down. I can't even cap on that. I will not cap on here. You know what I'm saying?
And he lives here, and he goes out with you to New York.
We haven't done that yet. That is something I definitely want to do in the future.
So who's filming your shit?
Well, Kel does it all. Like when I'm here, like a lot of the last few videos I did here, the last couple videos have been out here specifically.
Got you.
You know what I mean? But yeah, Kel Too Dope. Shout out to him.
The 3-pack. Merch coming.
Yes.
When's your next gig?
We have a couple of things in the works.
Yo, I salute you for doing my album release. That means
Of
the world
course.
to me.
Of course,
Means the
bro.
world.
Of
Yo,
course.
let's talk about that for a little bit. Not get into too much of our personal conversation, but explain again. You being around the right people, right? Having dope product,
Thank you.
but explain to people the understanding of self-worth and not undervaluing yourself. Because when you had a conversation, I'm not gonna get too into it, whatever. You know what I mean? But when I heard something you said, I was like, in my eyes, as a nigga who wants to see niggas win and actually cares about the culture, I said, no, you're worth more. You feel me? So explain the importance of look, because you again, you're doing shows with the best of the best.
Indeed.
Your DJ's the best of the best.
Word.
But you still might in other areas you were undervaluing. So explain the importance as an artist out here, especially being independent, especially trying to make your shit work for yourself. How important it is to revalue yourself.
When you're independent, one, and you're spending the money, two, you're putting out quality products and you show up and you show out wherever you go, as far as whenever you touch that space and you're consistent on top of that, you have to understand that you're not only just a rapper, a singer, or whatever, you're a brand. And on top of that, what I feel is though, as when you're coming up, sometimes I think you kind of have to look past where it feels like you're on a lower level.
Absolutely.
You have to look past that and understand where you're going. You have to see forward. You know what I mean? What it is that you're worth as an artist and what you're worth, not even just as an artist, but what you're worth as a human being. You know what I mean? What you contribute. And if what you contribute is bigger than yourself and you know that and you have a full understanding of that, you have to be willing to be able to honor yourself in the same manner when people are coming up to you to do any sort of business.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
And you got to surround yourself with people too that value. Like, for example,
Right.
Nexus, incredible artist, Latin music off the chain, right? Incredible videographer. You feel what I mean? His music to me is some of the best that could actually go commercially. Not to get too much in our conversation, but I had to pull him to the side one day and say, look at me, you're a fucking star. Get it in your head, because when
right.
I look at you, I'm seeing a fucking star. But if you don't believe it,
Nobody
you ain't
else
gonna
will.
proceed as
Right,
a star.
exactly.
You ain't gonna value yourself as a star, and if you don't value yourself, then no one else is.
And I think a lot of artists also quietly struggle with imposter syndrome. You know what I mean?
sure, yes.
A lot of artists and
point.
creatives struggle with imposter syndrome because they feel like. I think sometimes also when you realize that this is bigger than you, you might feel insignificant in that fact too.
Great point.
You know what I'm saying? When you
Great
feel
point.
like this is bigger than what it is that just you alone, you might feel like because of that you're somewhat insignificant. I dealt with those emotions before,
Absolutely.
but I feel, excuse me, I feel like once you get past that, and once you start realizing also that you are a very significant piece to this puzzle called the process that you're on, and you trust that process, you start realizing that you're worth the money, you're worth the time, you're worth the energy, you're worth every particular positive thing that can happen to you as you continue down this road, especially if you keep consistent at it no matter what happens. So,
And people don't realize, bro, it's not easy being nice.
No.
Being dope.
no,
Like, you
no,
can
it's
make
not.
some merch, bro, and just throw your logo and just have whatever shirt.
Right,
People do it all the fucking time.
right.
You just can make one good song and make 3 whack ones. But being in the studio, caring about that last bar, caring about the melody, caring about the drop, like, it's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it. Everybody would be
right,
nice.
exactly, right. But it's work. It's work. It's work. It's so much work when you put time into every particular line that you write, from the chorus to the verses to bridges, even down to how your production sounds.
Absolutely.
You take so much time into every intricate detail, making sure that this little maybe percussion in this beat and that sound is leveled at a certain way to where it sounds right sonically. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
When you do these things and you continuously do it, and it shows forth in the product that gets put out, and then the results and the aftermath of that product coming out, it's going to get to a point where you can't play it small or safe no more. You have to do things on a bigger level. You have to take things to the next level. You have to polish the sound. You have to continuously work on your craft and never believe that where you are at is just your prime and that's it. You can always improve and get better. The craft should be the first thing that you particularly hone at a consistent level. So the more you do that, and the more that your stock goes up as a result, the more you can ask for more.
Absolutely.
You can ask for way more. You can do way more. Your doors become wider and wider as far as the scope of what it is that you can do.
So let me ask you 2 more questions, because I could probably talk hip hop with you all day. We probably got like an hour and a half already. I always ask every artist this: if you could do a feature with someone dead, alive, and local, who would it be?
Dead,
I got a
local.
Gatorade right there. Pass me that Gatorade, because I just poured it into my drink, bro. I know you're probably thirsty. You want to hit this, dog. I didn't touch it with my mouth.
Nah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Thank you, though. Thank you,
See
though.
you a little parched. My fault. I had a water for you.
All good. All good. Word? Okay, let's see that. I'll take that. Thank you.
Oh, that shit ain't even open.
Thank you, mamas.
Oh, God is great.
Right. God is great all the time.
That's like manna from heaven.
Yeah,
It just
for real.
appeared.
Yeah,
On spot.
It spawned.
God
you know
loves
what I mean?
you. You feel me?
Indeed. But nah, damn.
Dead alive. Yeah.
Local. Dead, Marvin Gaye.
Hard. Yo,
Alive.
you know how Marvin Gaye died, bro? I mean, it's interrupting you.
So, well, his father shot him.
Shot him, G.
His father shot him.
Yikes.
His father shot him.
Just saying, that's a little rough way to go.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's very sad. But Marvin left behind a great amount of music. So,
Beanie Game heavy.
indeed, first on the Beanie thing, by the way, probably. But alive, Sade,
That's dope.
Sade, local, Gats, Guy Average. Me and Jay Brown already got one that's coming actually
Jay,
on
bro,
this
I
3-pack.
wanted to go to that Hooch and Hive show, that Gat show. I saw you and Jay Brown on the stage.
We actually
together.
premiered that. Yeah, we premiered that record.
I missed
there.
it. Had to work.
That all I'm gonna put it out there. All Seasons is a classic. That's the record that we got coming on this 3-pack. It's that real hip hop vibe. That super
believe
real
it.
hip hop vibe. You
That's
know
what
what I
I'm
mean?
expecting.
A lot of artists, man. C Renee, we still ain't get one. I don't know why we ain't get one, but we ain't get one when we need one. Fresh P. Yeah, she's a singer. She's a very, very, very great singer. Fresh P. A lot. Nico Sweet, we still need one. Vern, we need one.
hard.
You know what I mean? It's a lot of different
you and Vern
artists.
joint would be ill.
Yeah, man. I'm waiting on that, Vern. You got to holla at me, man. But
Yeah, that'd be dope. His last shit he released, little video
was
walking through
ill.
the mall.
Yeah,
That vibe was
it was L.
Yeah,
It was
dope.
ill. Actually, his last project dropped on Illsboro too. But
Were you on Hillsboro?
I'm partners with Illsboro.
For real? That's
Yeah,
what's up.
I'm partners
Salute to
with Illsboro.
Hillsboro.
Indeed. But I would say those are some of them for sure, definitely.
I gotta ask you this because it seems like you've seen a lot of ill people already. Yo, who's someone you haven't seen live you want to see? I wasn't even planning on asking that, but it seems like you've seen some ill acts.
I ain't see the Fugees yet, but I know they coming to Tampa in December.
That's dope. I didn't know they was coming. That's see Lauren Hill be that's what's up.
Yeah. I ain't
Of course,
see
Wyclef and them, but
definitely.
yo, homie, was like in a big conspiracy. The third one,
Prize, yeah. I heard
with
about
like
that.
some China shit. They almost put his ass in on Tom and Obey, man. That shit crazy.
I think there's still a case with that, but ooh, man.
No, that's pretty ill though. Seen the food. I didn't know it'd be ill to see the Fugees.
Yeah.
Man, again, I didn't get a chance to see Prodigy.
I did not either.
Mobb Deep would have been dope.
I did not either.
Mobb
You know what I
Deep
mean?
would've been super
That'd been
heavy.
ill. I would still go see Have. I mean, just to show that love, But Erykah Badu. I ain't see Erykah Badu live.
Erykah Badu was the first time in my life. It was there's a music festival in Chicago called Lollapalooza, right? So as a kid in Chicago, we would go sneak in 12:13, like ride the train from the hood and go downtown. You right? She's coming. She just had performed, and she's coming out. She had the fro. I know Erykah Badu got colored eyes.
Yeah.
Bro, she looked at me and captured and raptured my soul, my guy.
I hear that. I hear
And
not
that
to
was
look
the
in her
first
eyes.
time in my life. You know how like girls have like boy band moments where they go, oh, getting shit? That's the first time in my life a woman like, touched me. You feel me? Without touching me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The slow-mo hair and everything.
Yeah.
She was a goddess. She is a goddess. Her daughter looks just like her. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, Puma looked just like her.
But Erykah Badu, bro, first of all, she got a kid with 3 Stacks and Jay Electronica. That's crazy. She's a part of hip-hop history.
Yeah, she got
She
some.
destroyed Common when she dated him. Common Chicago. You feel me? We was praying for you during that era, as everybody was. If people don't know, Common dated Erykah Badu, and he was wearing shit he sold himself. It was wild. Common's my top 5 favorite MCs of all time.
Common is
not all time, but my personal Common is that you know what I mean.
Common is one of them ones. He's
Yeah,
an
it's crazy.
alien level rap talent. You know
I
what I
one
mean?
never fell off. Every time he does something, the shit fire. He could do something right now, the shit would be fire.
He coming out with an album with Pete Rock apparently that I'm
Pete Rock?
I'm looking forward to hearing. Yeah,
That's legendary.
you know what I mean?
Because, he went away for a while, and then he connected with Kanye and did the Go album. And that shit, like, resurrected his career.
Yeah, it did.
Incredible. Bro, see him and John Wick. The boy's a legend. Anyway, yeah. But she dated him, and he was doing some wild shit. But for Erykah Badu, I'll do some wild shit, too. You heard? Shit. You know what I mean? She told me to, anyway, but yeah. Bro, so, super excited to see the rise continue.
Thank
Looking
you.
forward for the merch. I love being around niggas like you because I could talk hip hop for real. You feel me?
Likewise.
And to see you in the city, being able to, have a night, whatever weekend is, be like, yo, I'm gonna go listen to some dope hip hop. See you on that stage. Like me, bro. Again, like I said, bro, I wish I was at that gas show. Like that hurt. I wasn't there. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to capture that moment.
It's all good, Ken. You was there in spirit.
But you know what I mean? But like, it's dope to be able to say, yo, I could go see Nico Sweet, I could go see a Vern. Bro, it's just, I feel like there's a renaissance going on right now, and there's so much other artists that people don't even know. Because I walk in different circles. Like, there's this female called Rebaby.
I know, I'm familiar.
Yeah, Rebaby, super dope. She's not doing shit with Preem. I guess that little circle, whatever. But I saw her like when doing just regular shows in front of nobody. You feel me? And her Florida, baby shit popping off like crazy. But to see the hip hop scene is dope. To see you as being one of the generals, the people holding the torch right now. I'm very proud to be able, go listen to my nigga shit real quick. You feel me?
It's love, man.
And looking forward to see you at the show I'm putting together. That means a lot again.
Indeed.
Looking forward to hear this new music. I proud myself, hustle hard, die fresh. That's on the board when I wake up. If I don't die fly, I won't let myself go to heaven.
You ain't do it right,
You
right?
feel me?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I pride myself in being, especially
Yeah.
being a big nigga, being a fly nigga. You feel me?
Yeah,
so I need that.
And you come
trust
from
the
that
process.
essence.
I need that merch.
You already know. I'm gonna
You
put it
feel?
together. I'm
Yeah,
gonna put it
you
together.
See this, you know, I know that's my shit right here. You know what I mean? So I make sure whatever I do is fly.
You got to.
Not talk my shit.
You got
any
to.
hooch. You know what I'm saying? But bro, it was a blessing talking, conversating.
Likewise.
Hope to do it soon.
Thank you for having me.
And yo, man, salute to everything you got going on, man. Like, bro, honestly, bro, I didn't know you was only 24, bro. Like when you say you was 24, kind of blew me. I'm not gonna hold you.
A lot of people get. A lot of people
I was
say
like,
that
because you know you hold yourself, and you know you're very mature. But let them know the socials real quick.
Indeed, you can catch me on Instagram at whoisasxru on Instagram. That is whoisasxru. You know what I mean? Twitter is whoisasaru. TikTok is whoisasaru if you're into that kind of stuff. YouTube, I'm everywhere. Or I'm on all digital streaming platforms. Just type in Asaru, Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, iTunes, whatever you stream, it's there. As are you. The EP is out. 95 Esco video coming very, 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 very soon. That's going to be a real important piece of film and cinematography that you're going to see within the next couple of months. You know what I mean? So look out for that. You know what I mean? We going back up top for that in a minute. But we here, man. Trust in the process. It was bro. We here. My man Prolific. Thank you for having me, my good sir.
Absolutely.
You already know the deal. It's love, always family. You know that.
Love, my God.
You know what
Yo,
I'm saying?
salute to Nexus Minotti. We are ICS Records. You need any recording done, any video done, affordable prices. He gets busy. He gets it done. Salute Surge General, Flow Higher Radio. Yo, I see you doing your blunt, what is it, smoke blunt sessions. I see you still active. All the trials and tribulation ain't stop you. That's an inspiration, so I fuck with it. Keep doing your thing, Surge. Salute to all my Eternals. Mello. DFT just dropped. Nexus Minotti. Yo, my man's EO, Eternal Orders, my organization.
Yeah.
That's why they call me the General. My man Mello, about 22, 23. Got the 90s golden era spirit. Just released DFT, a single he just dropped. He just dropped the vid for the visuals. Nexus Minotti did his thing with that one. Go check that out. I was looking at it. I made a cameo. I was looking handsome. Salute to Oakland Mike, all my risk takers. Love y'all niggas always, man. Yo.